Okay, go ahead.
That's okay. Normally we just get started. We just start talking. So, okay. So Chrystal, first, tell us a little bit about yourself. What made you get started on the products and kind of where you're at?
All right. So currently I'm a first grade teacher. I've been teaching for a long time, but I just got into this is my fourth year with 259 here in Wichita. Um, and I love it, but the end of the year is like crazy mode, like it's hectic and it's draining. So, Teresa actually kind of been working on me, like sharing her testimony and just sharing how it's helped her and her family. And she's like, "Hey, I hope you get some extra income." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, because I need that." um, and so I met with her, and then I was got set up taking the triplex. So I've been taking that since the beginning of this month. Um, and I noticed like my mood has gotten so much better. Um, my energy, I have energy like all day, and I'm like, this is crazy because I I don't know, it's just crazy. Like I went out in the garden a few weeks ago, and it was nice, and I was like pulling out weeds and getting my stuff ready to plant, and I was like, usually when I do that, I have allergies really bad. Like I'm sneezing the whole time. I'm like miserable. The next day I feel horrible. And I was like, the next day I didn't um have any symptoms. Like I felt great. My body felt great. Like I wasn't sore. I was like, this is insane. Like, how is this even possible? So I was like, okay, this is cool. So um I initially kind of wanted to try the products for my husband. I was like, well, he's overweight and is wanting, you know, better health for himself, and so I was like, well, I'll try this, and hopefully, I want to try it for him. But I was like, these products have actually helped me, and I was like, this is amazing. So, oh, I don't know. That's a little bit about me.
Has he got to start the products yet, or are you
Um,
just doing it for you?
Well, we were both, I was like, well, we can both start it and then we'll order like another kit or whatever and like see how it works if we want to. And um we were both taking it at first. Um his like and I noticed like my digestion was getting a lot better. Like I know it's crazy to say, but like I wouldn't have movements for like days, and like he's always pretty regular. So I don't know. He said like the system kind of made him a little more constipated, so he kind of stopped taking like the triplex stuff, but he was still taking like the energy, the drink stuff. So
Gotcha.
I've still
Okay.
been taking all of it, and it's been helping me. So um
Okay, so you have just listed your mood is better, your
yes.
energy's more, you have more
Uh-huh.
energy.
Uh-huh.
You realized your allergies were better and your
Uh-huh.
digestion is better. Have you
Yep.
shared that? Have you made a post on Facebook?
Like not yet.
Girl. So I want to challenge you. I want to
Yeah.
challenge you. You can just pick one of them. You
Okay.
actually could have 4 posts. You could have
Mm,
4 days right there and pick one of them and say, I cannot believe just it could be something so simple. You could just have a picture of you and your pink drink and
mm-hmm.
say, I cannot believe my mood is better. Or I realized I worked in the garden and woke up the next day and my allergies were good. Just something simple.
Yeah.
You don't have to be wordy. But yeah, you have like 4 posts there you could do, or you
I
have
have
one.
posted. I take that back. I have done that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like I had a teacher training last week. I don't know, whenever it was. And it's like an all day thing, and I took my pink drink and I was like, this got me through the day, like, because they're long and they're like
Yes.
horrible. I was like, thank God I had my pink drink. So I did post about that.
Good. Yes.
So, yeah.
Continue to post because people are watching.
Yeah.
Everybody here is going to notice. When you're posting on social media, you might not get very many likes. You might not get very many comments. At the beginning, you might, because people are like, oh, something new. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But as you continue, you'll see people will stop liking, stop commenting. But I promise you, people are watching. We have something they need. And when they see that, oh, it helped her with her allergies. Oh, wait, man, I could use some of that energy.
Yeah.
They're watching you and they're going to start reaching out to you. I can tell you that I have had several people join my team that I didn't even realize who were watching, and they just messaged me. They're like, all right, Shara, all right, what are you doing and how do I get it? And so just constantly or posting once a day. I challenge everybody, post once a day. Just something about how it's helping you. We have tons of testimonies in our faith page that you can go and look at and share those too. But they are watching you, and it's okay to share other people's testimonies, but they are watching you. So don't forget that, and don't forget to not post about your journey. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So challenge that.
I want to tell it all, but I don't want to like overwhelm people.
Yeah.
So I gotta small doses. Yes. So.
Small doses, because I tell you right now, when I first started, I puked it.
Yeah.
And people went, ah.
And, like, I don't want to seem like this is all my life. Like, I don't. There's so much more.
Right.
So.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna do it wrong. We all do. And I'll tell you right now, I have conversations and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. Or I forgot I reached out to so-and-so and told them I was gonna contact them again. And I got busy. We're all busy. We have lives. And I totally forgot. It's going to happen. So don't beat yourself up about it and just continue on. You're gonna learn. You're gonna laugh about it one day. You're gonna go back through your messages. I think we were talking about this last week even. Or it might have been, last week. You're going back to old messages. You're like, whoa, I really puked plexus. I shouldn't have done that. It's gonna happen. Just but like you said, little bites at a time. Don't give them too much info. Let them ask questions too. But you also want to feel sincere. You want to be. You don't want to be like, they'll be like, oh, my stomach hurts. Okay, here's plexus. You should take this.
You want to. I'm like, sorry. I'm kind of struggling because I have a friend at work and like, she's miserable. Like her mood is horrible. Her whole body, like her gut. She just said like last night, like she had diarrhea, and she has a lot of like tummy issues, and I'm like, let me help you, but I don't want to. I don't know how to say like. I've offered her like my mixed drinks. I'm like, here, pour this in your water. It'll help you. But she's like, oh no, I'll be okay. But I'm like, please, I just want to help you.
Right. There are so many times you're like, just want to shake them and be like, come on, I know. But it's all in their time. So just keep loving on her, like, how are you feeling today? Oh, I'm so sorry. What have you been taking? What are your, what options have you went to, and just kind of, and be like, oh, I'm sorry. If you ever have any questions, I'm here to help you. You don't want to be like, bam, 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 like you said, you don't want to shove it down their throat. Just love on her. Check in on her, and just love on her, and she'll come around. Especially if you start talking about how your digestion system is already starting to feel better. She's gonna be like, okay, so it's working on you. And then you can also go and look at our faith page and find, or share my testimony. You can share mine all day long. I don't care. So I have horrible colon issues. So, I mean, if she sees, oh,
Yeah.
well, it helps Chrystal.
Yeah.
It also helps Shara.
Yeah.
Oh, it also helped Light.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of validating that it's not just you, but there's another party that it's helped.
Mm-hmm.
So you can try doing that too.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. You were talking about being a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start Plexus for extra money?
Yeah.
Both.
Yep, for sure.
Hey,
Sorry, you cut
that
out.
is fine.
I all I heard was, "Did you want extra money?" I'm like, "Yes." So
I have horrible internet. So you might get freeze faces. You might only get half of the conversation. So did you start for health issues or the business or both?
I wanted to start for the business part, for money, extra income, for my family. My husband kind of he works outside construction stuff, and it's job per job.
Yep.
And it's been really rainy, and he hasn't worked all
Yep.
week, so I'm like, yeah, I'm a teacher. I don't make a lot. So anything
So,
extra is helpful.
yep. Yep.
Um,
I'm right there with
yeah,
you. My husband does the same thing. So if it's
yeah,
raining, if it's, it can come in there. Okay.
yeah.
So what are you dreaming? Are you dreaming what this business could do for you? Have you thought of a number that's what I want to make a month?
Right now I just want to pay for products, be able to not
Okay.
have to pay for products out of my pocket.
Right.
um for me and my family. So that's my first goal.
Okay.
But yeah, I have like bigger dreams of like being able to pay some extra bills.
Mm-hmm.
Like my son needs a new car. He's 15. He drives to school, drives my daughter to school, and pretty much the cars, um, I don't know. It's
Right.
just not making it. So I need a new car. So that's like a little bit bigger goal that I need
Yes.
met. So yeah.
Allow yourself to dream, because if you tell yourself, I only want to pay for my products, which is great because that is a great first start.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, we Majority of us, that's kind of what we started with. We just want to get our products paid for.
Yeah.
But allow yourself to dream a little bigger, because
Oh,
if
I'm
you just
dreaming
tell
big.
yourself,
Like I want to
good,
go on vacation.
good,
I want to buy a new house with land and property.
yes,
I want to like
yes,
RV and travel the world. Yeah, no, I have big dreams.
good, good.
So
The only
yeah,
reason I say that is because if we just tell ourselves, I only get my products paid for, our mind shuts down.
yeah.
Your
I'm
mind
just
just,
like small achievable goals is like
yes,
reminders.
yes. So I'm the same way. I'm a planner. I
Mm-hmm.
have my goals. And so
Mm-hmm.
you set your daily goals,
Mm-hmm.
you set your monthly goals, you set your
Mm-hmm.
5-year goals. And that's great. That's great that you're doing that. Is there anything that scares you right now? Is it scary to reach out to people? Is it scary to um, learn something new? Is just
Yeah,
examples.
for me, like it scares me to talk to new people. Like
Mhm.
I'm just not comfortable with that. Like, but my husband, he can just talk up to anybody, walk up to anybody, start talking to him, have a conversation. I'm not like that. I'm just like, no, I gotta get to know you, like,
Mhm.
before I feel
Right.
comfortable. So yeah, like, um, just talking to people about it. And then like, I
Okay.
don't wanna ever feel like I'm trying to sell something. And I just don't want like my like close relationships to feel like, hey, I'm just trying to sell you something. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
So I kind of
And we
struggling with.
never, ever, ever, ever want anybody on our team to feel like that, because
Yeah.
we're not selling, we are sharing. I mean, yes, we sell stuff. I mean, let's be real. We do
Yeah.
sell stuff, but we never want to be salesy. We don't want to be the sleazy,
Yeah.
salesy type people. And that's why we always say, be patient and build
Mm-hmm.
relationships. If you are friends with Sue, but you haven't
Mm-hmm.
talked to Sue in 5 years, you probably don't want to be like, hey Sue, you want to try my pink drink?
Yeah.
You probably want to be like, hey Sue, we haven't talked in a while. How are you doing? How's life? And then
Mm-hmm.
drop it. Don't even bring up Plexus unless they're
Mm-hmm.
like, hey Chrystal, I've been seeing your feed, your stories or your social, what are you doing? Then
Mm-hmm.
that's your door.
Okay.
Then you come in. Just
Okay.
start the relationship part of it, because we don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to ever go be salesy.
Yeah.
Okay. So just continue to do that. It sounds like you're doing a lot of the things that you should. And you got a good sponsor anyways.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, I went to the Momentum thing on Saturday.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, that was such a blessing. Like, I don't know,
Yes.
it was just such a God-filled thing. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It was super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just the community kind of being able to be in it and see that
Yeah,
we're not just here trying to sell products.
yeah,
We are here to help people feel better. We're here to help people have the opportunity to have a better life, along with having a community who encourages, supports, prays for, who's always here, to help.
yeah.
And if you can't for some reason, Teresa's busy. You got Julia, you got
Mm-hmm.
me, you got all of us here on this call.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can help you. We don't.
Yeah.
We're not like the groups that, oh my gosh, you're Teresa's, I can't help you. We are not. We are all one
Yeah.
for one. We're Plexus one family. So
Awesome.
I'm excited. Do you have any questions?
Um, no, not at the moment. Just, pretty much shared everything like I've been struggling with. And yeah,
Yeah.
y'all have been so
And
cool. So
good. Yeah, when you first start out, it is a lot. And don't let it overwhelm you at all.
yeah.
Just small bites and pieces at a time. That's how you eat a pizza. That's how you eat whatever, is one bite at a time. So don't
Yeah.
sometimes we start spilling stuff too, even being in it
Mhm.
for so long. So don't ever let it, and always raise your hand. Oh, wait, slow down. And that's okay. You can do
Yeah.
that. Julia, do you have anything?
I was going to actually just mention this to everybody. I wanted to point out the fact that if Jerisa hadn't been open to talking to Chrystal about the opportunity, that would have been something that Chrystal may not have been here, because she may not have thought she could afford the products. But
Yeah.
Jerisa was bold and knew what a gift the community has been to her, as well as the
Mhm.
products, and the fact that the financial blessing that comes along with it. So keep that in mind. There are so many different benefits of offering the opportunity, aside
Yeah.
from it just being that they can, make money. If it's not like, if you're talking to somebody that has a lot of money and you're like, well, they don't need the opportunity, that is not necessarily always true. Maybe they have a job that they don't get to see people, and they need the community. Or a lot of people who have a lot of money are very business oriented, and it may be something that they just really would love to try. So
Mm.
definitely just wanted to encourage you all with that, because I absolutely love that Jerisa made sure she did her due diligence to make sure that all of the opportunity was out there. So I'm proud of you, Jerisa. I love you.
Yeah. She I watched her for like a year. Like she started like, hey, I got my drink, and she at the church and start posting. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, just watching her like through the year, and I'm like, okay, this is really helping her. Like, there's something to this than just
Yeah.
like, hey, this is a drink, you know? And I
That's
was like,
awesome.
okay, I gotta know more.
That's right. That's good. I'm so glad you jumped on, Chrystal. You've been a blessing to get to know. So I absolutely love that
Thank
you're
you.
part of our core now. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Thank you all.
yeah, thank you, Shara. All right, Chrystal, I'll have you mute. And then Erin, if you want to unmute, I guess. We don't want to keep you muted. That would be very helpful. But so tell me a little bit about yourself and what brought you to Plexus.
Well, I have, what brought me to Plexus is Ashley, actually, because I was talking about being dehydrated with her. And I had seen that she had, well, I had seen her post about Plexus. And so I talked to her one time at church, and I, asked her if she thought that that would help with being dehydrated. And then she offered to give me a sample. So it took a little while because my schedule's so crazy, but then finally, she was able to get me, I think it was the hunger control, and so I tried it, and I could, of course, once you don't know if you're just having a placebo effect or if it's like really working, but I could kind of tell that, I wasn't terribly hungry and some other stuff was going on. And I told her about that, but it took me a little bit longer. And then she made another post about, I think it did happen to actually be about dehydration. And I messaged her and I said, okay, what's this about? You gotta, I gotta
share the wealth.
Yes. I need to know about this.
Awesome.
Because I used to be one of those, my kids are like in their 20s now, so of course it doesn't happen anymore. But when they were little, I would eat when they ate, and I'd forget to eat. And people, how can you forget to eat? I forgot to eat. I was too busy thinking about everything else. And so I also didn't drink very well. And like I said, my kids are in their 20s now. So that's been going on. I just don't think about eating sometimes. And my kids actually being little and me having to feed them for them to survive helped me. but but I don't have that there anymore. So I have to just kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, stomach. Okay, I'll feed you now.
That's awesome. So have you noticed with taking your supplements, are you staying better hydrated then?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm staying better hydrated. I'm having, well, I was talking to, I said, I am having some gas, but I know that's supposed to happen.
Yep.
So, and it's not.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, they were telling me that I could increase or decrease the BioCleanse. That's one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so I know I could do that, but I'm just kind of, it's not so horrible. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, that's happening.
More often than usual.
Yes,
so
exactly.
How long have you been on your supplement?
Since, let's see. Pardon me. It's been like almost 3 weeks, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
So have you seen the video, and maybe Shara or Ashley, have you seen the video over the detox stuff? Not yet.
No, I have not.
Okay. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Ashley?
I'm not so sure.
Okay,
I've seen a few videos on the detox, but I'm not so sure which one to
there's
send her.
one on YouTube. I'll find it. I'll find you the link and I'll send it to you, because that one would be really helpful. I feel like that one's always one that's really helpful to kind of know what to expect, and to
Right.
also know that like gas and pooping a lot
Right.
is
Right.
very normal for the first few weeks, because I think
Yeah.
that's like a big thing. Like people are like, oh, I can't do this all the time, but I'm like, it's not all the time. It's literally to let the stuff get out, and then after a few weeks you regulate and it gets better. So it's just a matter of allowing all those toxins and stuff to come out of your system, and then it will start to get better. So,
Right.
but
Well, and I'm a CNA, so I've kind of had to deal with some of those. So I was like, oh boy, okay, here we go. Hopefully
right.
it's not gonna.
Yep, and it won't last forever. So, but that's really cool. So have you made any posts yet about like your experience and some of the stuff that you've been doing?
Yes.
Okay, what did those look like?
Well, I have pictures with some of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I've borrowed borrowed some.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. One
Yeah.
thing that I would encourage all of you guys whenever you're first starting is make sure when you're posting on Facebook that you're sprinkling plexus through your posts. That
Right.
plexus isn't the only thing you're posting about, because what people want to see when they come to your page or when they see you in their feed is they still want to get to know you, and they still want to be able to connect with you. They don't want to connect with somebody who's salesy and just trying to get their information across in the sense of their, favorite things. So
Yes.
make sure that you're still taking the time to post something about, your work or your animals or your garden or whatever it is that you enjoy. And
Right.
then also making a plexus post. I think Sherry, you said this too. Posting once a day about plexus is like a good kind of middle ground. If you post once a day and then the rest of it, if you post something about life or something, that's kind of a good balance. So I would definitely recommend that. And utilizing, Erin, those things that we just talked about, have you written any of that down?
No.
So
I
I would highly recommend you write down everything that you've been struggling with. Even in hindsight, sometimes when we're feeling better, we can look back and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had that until I didn't have it anymore.
Right.
Like when I started on the products, I didn't realize that I had been anxious and had been struggling with some anxiety until I was feeling better. And I was like, oh, that's what that was,
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend you writing down like all of the different things that you've been struggling with, and
Right.
then start to write down the stuff that you are starting to notice changing, and kind of keep a tab on that. And everything that you write on there can be utilized for a post. And it doesn't have to always be like, and honestly, I would recommend it being a real post of you with the product, or
Right.
with the product sitting on your counter, or maybe in your car, just a real post of your real life experiencing whatever changes you're noticing from those products. Because what you want to do is you want to pull people into your story.
Right.
And that's something that I think Sam and I were talking about, the fact that, when you first start, I always recommend, have you ever gone live?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's okay. That's okay. We all get there eventually at some point, maybe. But I will say, one of the biggest things that everybody who saw me at the very beginning of my journey, a lot of them commented on my live. It was terrible, number one. Number two, because I had never done a live before and I felt so awkward. I even remember I was sitting in my living room and I made my husband go out of the room because I was like, you cannot watch me. Nobody can watch me. I need to just be alone. And so, but all I was doing was getting my stuff out of my packages and telling people what it was and what it was supposed to help me with. And I said, this is stuff I hear is supposed to be really good for this. This is what I'm hoping it helps with. Feel free to watch me on my journey. And if it can help you too, that's great. And that's really all you have to do is just put it out there, because people want to follow your journey.
Right.
Because you never know. There's been, and Shara hit on this too, there's been so many people that have reached out to me that I had no idea had issues. Like, most of the people who are commenting, I feel like aren't the people that are calling me going, I need to know what you're taking and I'm ready to try it. You know,
Right.
they're the silent ones that are sitting there quietly, just kind of watching and waiting. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's true, because I like whenever I have, like, even with Ashley, I won't post directly on her. I'll like private message her and go, hey. So, you know.
That's good. Well, and that's a very good point. When you're thinking of posting something, and if you're not completely comfortable with it, send it to Ashley and let her read it, or Shara or me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and just say, hey, will you look over this and tell me if it sounds okay? Because it is very true. Sometimes when we don't know what to say, it may come out very different than what we mean it, you know? And so it's nice to have a couple people to look over that and to just kind of bounce an idea off of, for sure. Now,
Right.
Erin, tell me what brought you into Plexus onto the business side of it.
Well, I was actually wanting, really, mostly, I just wouldn't mind having, making sure that I can pay for my stuff.
Yep.
I want to help other people. That's my goal.
Mhm.
And that would be my only goal, really, as far as sharing it. But if I could make extra money, that wouldn't hurt me at all, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. True story.
But really, I really do honestly, like, as short a time as I've had it or used it, I can tell enough of a difference that if I could like give this to people, if I could afford to just, here, take this, just try this, then I would totally do that, because it's,
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that I believe is very good to kind of keep in your back of the mind. If you have the ability to keep samples on you, it is a great way to just be able to share it. I look at it like sharing the possibility. Okay.
Right.
Because here's the deal. I love the heart of that. In my experience with health and wellness versus, like, I'm a nurse. And so in my experience with humans, unless they invest something, typically it goes unused or not used appropriately. And so as much as I would love to just give this to a bunch of people, I do feel like there is a little truth to the fact that they have to be at a point where they're ready to use it. Because if they're not, they may misuse it. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, Plexus never worked for me. It's stupid. Or, and you want to, number one, those of us who've been in it for a while have learned how much we love the company. We really want to protect the company, because we know it's a good company and it has the potential to be real powerful for many people who allow it to be so. But then you also have that possibility of, somebody who needs it. I will say there have been a couple people in my life that I know need it, and they were very stubborn headed. And God blessed me enough to be able to just buy the product for them and send it to them and say, you've got a month, try it out. If you want to keep using it, then keep using it. Because there are those people in your life that if God lays them on your heart, then trust him with that. Trust him to know that he's going to provide for you to be able to bless that person. And that goes with all of you. Like, if God lays somebody on your heart strongly enough that you know that these can change their life, but they're just not listening, pray about it. But I do definitely think carrying like samples is a great way to kind of let them see that it actually could be really beneficial to them. And once they taste them, a lot of times they're like, oh, that's actually pretty good, and they're a little bit more intrigued. So it does help.
Mhm.
Now, I heard you say that you just want to help people. So what is something that God's always laid on your heart, like something big, that is something that you've always really wanted to do, but maybe didn't ever feel like you actually could do in the season that you're in?
Well, this, okay, like I have been, because of, well, okay, one of them was because I wanted to help somebody, and the other one was because I went, I've done doTERRA
Okay.
and Mary Kay. The Mary Kay was because my friend was like, get on this meeting with me, and you know, I was supporting her stuff,
Mhm.
and they drew my name and I won a membership.
Oh,
So that's
lucky
why I
you.
got into Mary Kay.
Okay.
Because you can tell I don't wear makeup. I don't need it. I don't want
Same
it.
girl,
It's
same.
too much. But but the I have always really wanted to provide help and try to find ways to take care of people.
Awesome.
And it's been I'm not a salesperson. You know, Chrystal was talking about, that just, I'm like, that whenever, as soon as you say, okay, you know, make a list of your 100 people that you've known from 60 years ago, which, you know, I'm being a little sarcastic,
Yes,
but
yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to this person that I haven't talked to in 15 years and
Mhm.
say, hey, how's it going?
Yep.
Obviously they're gonna be like, what do you want? what do you need?
Yes.
So
So one thing that I would highly recommend is if you have people that are like that, do you have Facebook, Erin?
I do. Yes.
Okay. And same with you, Chrystal, and you, Sam. And I know Becky and Teresa and Jen all have to get up for early for work tomorrow. So I know we're going to have to pop off of here, and we'll wrap it up here shortly. I promise everybody. But one thing I would recommend in that type of regard, Erin, go to your Facebook page, and on Facebook, your friends who you haven't talked to in a long time, go to their page, find something on their page that you can connect with and comment on it. And then ask them a question about that post. And
Right.
that connection will at least get you seeing their information again and them seeing yours.
Right.
And so then that will kind of re-spark up that relationship a little bit more than awkwardly about selling somebody something. The other thing I really, really recommend you guys doing is, you know, the stories that line the top of our Facebook stuff anymore. Go through
Right.
the stories of all your friends. Just start at the front, and if one hits you or if it's somebody you haven't seen in a while, comment on it. The more messenger comments and conversations you carry with people, the more they will see your content in their feed. So Chrystal, on that friend of yours that you work with that has a lot of gut issues, if she's on Facebook, start up a conversation, a random conversation with her on Messenger, and just have a little bit of back and forth with her for a little bit. And after that, she will start seeing your post more regularly. And that may be a great way to kind of interject some information that you're not quite at the point able to share yet. And same with you, Erin. If you come across people that you know need this and it hasn't come up in conversation, find them on Facebook and start just commenting on their stuff. And that's how to get that algorithm on your side. The other suggestion I will make, and then we'll probably get off of here because I know everybody's probably really tired. I'm sorry, you guys. The other suggestion I will make is if you have people in your life that you know these products can help and are struggling, but you haven't yet to be able to bring up a conversation, start sharing like testimonies. If you go to the search bar in Plexus You go to the search bar in Plexus, you can put Plexus testimony diabetes, Plexus testimony dehydration, Plexus testimony, oh goodness, PCOS, or any disease. You will start to bring up all the testimonies that have been posted on Plexus, and you will be able to copy and paste those, and you can share a lot of those to your pages. So one thing I recommend real quick, if you do that, leave it on your page for a couple days and then go through and delete it, because you don't want your page to be filled up with testimony after testimony after testimony.
Right.
Sorry. I'm talking too much, clearly. So, Erin, do you have, is that helpful a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific questions that you wanted to ask that we didn't get to cover?
I don't probably, but I can't think of them right
Okay,
now.
that's okay. That's what you have all of us here for. So as you have questions, message your sponsor, message your upline, whatever, whoever it is that's in connection with you, message them. It's totally fine. So, all right, guys. I know we went a little bit late. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shara.
Okay, one more thing. You said, I don't want to message people because I don't want them to automatically think I want something. So that is you having trash. You're automatically letting it come to you. You don't know that. That's you
Right.
already making the decision that they don't need the products. So try not to. We all do it. You are
Yeah.
not the only one. I still do it.
Yeah.
Julia still do. We all still do it. But
Yep.
that is our mind. It's just like she talked about with the money issue.
Mhm.
Oh, they're already making a lot of money. They don't need the opportunity. You don't know that. You
Right.
don't know that they're silently struggling with something. And again, you don't have to specifically. It's just starting a conversation. You need to
Right.
grow your network. And it was hard for me too, but it does get easier. I promise.
I just don't want to bug people. That's my thing. I feel like I'm just gonna be like,
But I will tell you, that is Satan's way of keeping you from connecting with people. So remind yourself, do you feel like Ashley bugged you, Erin?
no,
Exactly what I was gonna say. Was I bugging you?
Yeah,
no.
there you go. That's right.
Okay.
See, it's all up here. It's what we tell ourselves when we are. So Emily Gibson, who is a phenomenal diamond in our company and a business coach, she talks about the difference between your primitive brain and your critical thinking brain. And your brain automatically, when something is uncomfortable, it automatically thinks you're going to die. Something's wrong, revert, stop, don't go any further. And so it starts making excuses to make you scared. And so it's a way you just have to learn to retrain your brain and remind yourself. And the best way to do it, Erin and Chrystal and Sam and Ashley and all of us, is to just do it a few times. Because when we do it a few times, we can remind ourselves, look, I didn't die. It's okay. So
Do it scared.
do it scared. That's right. That's a big theme that we have. And you do.
it scared.
And Erin, when you do it scared, send that to Ashley and say, I did it scared. This is what I did. Or post it on a group, whatever. Share, I know you have a group. Post it on there so that they can congratulate you and remind your critical thinking brain that it still works. So awesome,
And
you guys.
and you definitely don't want to message that friend that you haven't talked to in 15 years and be like, hey, try my Plexus.
True. We don't want to
Don't do that
No.
at all.
Start off very sincere and just, even if it's just, hey, it's been so long. I saw on your page this, and this. How are you? Or,
Right.
you know, whatever. You can be authentic. You just have to,
Right.
that's why I like digging on their page a little bit, because it catches me up, honestly.
Right.
So,
Right.
but all right, you guys, we're going to jump off of here. I'm super proud of each of you guys for being on here and everybody else that was on here earlier. I absolutely love these new Thursdays, new ambassador coaching. They've been phenomenal. So if we didn't cover something you guys had questions about, please don't hesitate to reach your sponsor or one of us. Will happily help you work through some stuff if you need it. So, but make the rest of this month strong, you guys. I'm super proud of you all. Thank you, Shara. We rocked it.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Good night.